Speaking of calling people out, can we call out the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, it took us a while to get there,
Oh
huh?
well, let's do it.
um,
I'll tell you why
no,
I'm
I
upset.
already did. Yeah, why don't you
Well,
start? I don't
I
know how
I
much do
think
you follow it these days.
I've tried not to because it's so disorganized and so hard to follow. And look, I'm not like I am a fan of Dave Castro. I think Dave Castro created a great product, did a great job, was very effective, and all the criticism he got, I was like, yeah, good luck, guys. Try to run this thing by yourself. Try to do this thing.
Hmm.
And there was always, as there is going to be, mistakes and misjudgments and things like that. But this year, I have no fucking idea who's qualifying, how they're qualifying, who's going to the games, how many different levels there are, what the work. I mean, it's so confusing that I'm bored to tears with it and don't care at all. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So then when I saw your
Yeah,
post, I was like, oh, imagine that.
yeah, it makes sense, right? I've
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff. I don't. I wouldn't follow it hardly at all. Um, if I weren't coaching some competitive athletes, I've kind of made a point, like I guess over the last 5 years or so, to just I think my passion's more for coaching just regular folks. I like coaching in person, but anyway, it's not really the point. But I started coaching more competitive people for Underdogs Athletics because I'm good friends with Justin, and he asked me to coach basically, and it was a good opportunity, and I thought it'd be a good challenge. It's something I've done in the past, but I hadn't been doing recently. So I started doing it, and one of the reasons I stayed away from it was because I have a really hard time not caring, right? So like it's easier for me to coach in a gym on a regular basis because I care about those clients for the hour that I'm coaching them. And then I also would like to know about their lives and whatnot. But CrossFit to them is like 1 hour a day to just have a great workout. With competitors, CrossFit is their life. And I have a really hard time. I mean, not their whole life, right? But I have a really hard time not kind of internalizing that myself a little bit. And then it's like, okay, this is why I've kind of avoided that for a while because I have, one weekend I have a team I'm coaching in South Korea, so I'm staying up till like midnight to watch their workouts, and another individual there, and then I have another individual doing like a throwdown in Northern California, and then I have a masters guy who I'm coaching in person, and you know, it's I'm not getting paid by the hour, so
Right.
coaching
So
competitors,
you're fully vested.
I'm very vested in the thing. Like, so I'm coaching a 65 and over male, so that's the highest division at CrossFit. There's no 70 plus. So a lot of these guys, pretty much the whole top 10 is 65 years old, right? They all just like kind of aged into this group, and a lot of these guys look at it as like, this is my one shot because next year I'm going to be older. There's going to be a whole another group of men who were
1 year
64
younger.
last
Yeah.
year, and they're gunning for it. So um, we put a lot into it, and I was just really disappointed by um, the way they handled it, and then I started going down the wormhole, and I realized that this is a pattern, and so I made a post on Instagram, kind of calling him out, and I really don't want the attention. I didn't want the attention. Like that's the last time I can't even remember the last time I've ever posted on Instagram like a complaint. Like I'm not a
You
person who
you
like
you,
has
you
a
just
bad flight and I complain about the airline or something and let everyone else know how bad they are.
you,
Like I
you want
just
you want fairness for this guy.
yeah, I wanted him to just get a fair shake, and also it really bothered me because the open online competition has always been just a crap show. Like it, since its inception. It's kind of like democracy. It's the worst form of, figuring out who the fittest people are, right? Democracy is like the worst form of government, except for all the other ones.
Yeah.
And that's how these online competitions are. It's like there's so many flaws with it, but then the day, it really is the best way they can do it, because you're trying to find people from all over the world. You're trying to make this inclusive. Like, I get all of the hurdles, and I get all of the things that make it difficult to do an online competition. What's disappointing is that they would get a little better each year, and they've gotten much worse over the past 2 years, like progressively worse. And to me, that's a problem. Especially on behalf of an athlete I'm coaching. And what that says to me is, it's not that they're not listening; it's that there's no one, or maybe there is someone, but there's no one who's in a position of authority there who has a backbone and is willing to make a difficult decision. They're
So
consistently just taking the path of least resistance, and that's just disappointing.
So explain what happened to him, because he got no rep done. They went back and looked at his video and gave him some no reps.
Yeah, a couple. So it wasn't even so. I think I can do this pretty concisely. Going into this workout, this was there's 6 workouts to qualify, so you don't really know. There's a ton of flaws with this system. There's a ton of ways we could approach this. Of like, was the programming crap? Could that be fixed? Could that have prevented this? Was the judging crap? Could that have prevented this? And then also just the timing of it. So the first thing that was wrong with it is they've done this new format where they release workouts on a certain time frame, a certain day, and you have one day to do them, because they've all of a sudden decided that with 6 workouts in one weekend, it's really important the order you do these workouts. I don't know why it's so important. If somebody wants to do a workout 4 times, I think they're a freaking idiot. Like, but that's their prerogative. That's how it used to be. It was like, we'll release a workout and you have until this day to submit it. They also used to make you post videos, and they made those videos public. And so the whole community, anyone who wanted to could watch your video and judge if it was good or if it was crap.
I didn't know they don't do that anymore.
No. So to qualify for the top 10 in the world for a master's category, which, you can argue whether masters is important or not, but the fact is that it doesn't matter. Like, there's a one argument of like, well, they can't put all these resources into this, it's too much judging, and it's not, the masters isn't really like the main event. But the reason I felt so upset here is, like,
meanwhile, let me interrupt.
They judged some people, but they didn't judge other people.
Let me interrupt you for a second. My opinion, and not just because I'm an old man, but I think masters for CrossFit should be one of the most important things, because what it proves is that these older people are achieving high level of fitness by doing this methodology. And so,
and a lot of them are gym owners.
It's easy for 22 and 24-year-old kids to do it because their bodies bounce back. But for someone in their, 50s and 60s and 65 years old to be doing this and how fit they are, that's a testament to how good the program is, to how good CrossFit is. So they should be highlighting this over everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, and so I think it's very important